What's up, everybody? It's your girl X.
I'm Hadia Shay.
I'm Keenan Lucky.
I'm Aziza, aka Z, and this is the Dial Tone.
So we are welcoming a little guest in the building, Mr. Keenan Lucky,
Welcome.
What's up? What's up? What's
who
up?
also happens to be my brother.
Yeah.
Hi, brother.
Hey.
So he's just going to join in on our conversation today.
For sure.
So let's start with the tone of the day.
What's going on? What we feeling this week? What we've been seeing?
Well, what I've been seeing is all the travel advisories, not just for going to Florida here, what we see nationally from, everywhere saying, hey, don't go to Florida if you're LGBTQ plus, if you're Black, it's not just us telling us that, it's the world telling
Which
us.
is crazy.
The world is out here. Like if you live in Australia, there's a certain travel advisor they give all their travelers if they're coming to America. Germany does it. There's a lot of different countries that are just, making sure that their citizens are aware of our everyday plights.
Mm.
Like these are things that we live with.
I
But
feel like the world is getting crazier and crazier. Like, what? Don't come
is
to
it the
Florida?
world or is it America?
Everybody know everybody crazy in Florida.
That's true.
I feel like it's always been like this, but this is now we have social media and stuff. You can shine a light on it more. So now I feel like it's always been sort of always been a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
That's
I
accurate.
think I think you're right about the social media aspect of it all. I think that's one of the reasons why everything is actually getting blown out of proportion too. Because now that everybody can see it, everybody can comment on it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's got an opinion. Like opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one. And so because of that, you're sitting here having everybody either you think someone's racist, someone's sexist, someone's against the LGBTQ just because their viewpoint isn't matching up with what you believe or what you think. And now all of a sudden there's arguments, there's strife, there's anger, and we're more divided than ever when we should be coming together because there's things that are sincerely issues that we should be coming together on. But instead, there's fear mongering. There is,
Fear mongering.
that's one. It's fear mongering. They're coming in basically just to let you know, hey, you should fear this. This is what they're trying to do, and it's always, they're trying to get your children. They're trying to, indoctrinate someone. When the real indoctrinators are our government in the first place. But it's all magician work. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Not
Everybody
this.
got an agenda though,
Yeah. It's crazy to tell in other countries, be advised, beware of America. That's funny.
Yeah. Like
But
I
it's
said,
also not it's not surprising. Like I think being from another country myself, when I came to America, I realized, wait, only Americans really think America is great. My people
white
from
Americans.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
that part.
That- that's accurate.
America great and black and minority. All right, good
No,
luck.
it doesn't.
Good luck with
But
that.
yeah, it's so true. That is so true. But yeah, my people from my country are like, child, what? Like nobody is like begging to be there. Like,
Right.
but for
Where you
some
from?
reason, Bermuda.
Oh, Bermuda. I love Bermuda.
Oh,
One of
yay.
my cousins, yeah, he's from Bermuda.
Oh,
His
really?
whole family. Yeah, one of my first girlfriends was from Bermuda. Never forget that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Pink
really,
sand.
yeah.
Love it.
Sand Blue Beach.
Expensive.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
way, it's ridiculous.
All
Mm.
right, ladies. Well, let's move into our topic of the day, which is read it or Reddit.
Ooh.
We are
Mm.
going to be going over some Reddit articles and we're going to talk about it.
All right, so I'm going to tell you the story because I know it.
Okay.
So this lady, anonymously, she comes on and she says that she's confused about the fact that her husband likes to vent. She's 25 years old. He's 25 years old. And he vents to people that are not their inner circle. But he does also vent to the inner circle, but he'll like their neighbors or random, strangers that he's talking. He'll vent about their personal relationship, tell people about the fact that they're in a fight, that they're having these issues, and
Strike one.
he'll continuously do this. And then he'll turn around and when she wants to confront him, he'll invite friends over.
Mm-mm.
And he constantly, it feels as if she's being pit against her actual friends. Like she has these two lesbian friends that are friends, they're mutual friends with her and her husband. And because he has, as she said, emotionally cheated on her before, she has these fears, but it's not because she thinks he's actually cheating on her with their friends who are lesbians, but he puts it in the lesbians' ears. Hey, she's probably going to act weird because, she thinks that we're all sleeping together. And then it causes, friction, strife, issues. And she's trying to figure out, is she in an abusive relationship because he does not physically hurt her? He does not, he throws things and, stuff like that. He gets upset, yells in her face, but he will not actually physically touch her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's confused on, what she should do, where she should go, because at this point, everyone is hearing different stories from them. And she feels like if she comes in and contradicts, that it'll cause even more problems or she won't be believed. And I just think that's nuts.
It is nuts. But I also think that if somebody doing all that is a version of abuse. They might not be actually physically putting their hands on you. But if someone is, I guess, manipulation, there's like, I guess, emotional abuse, I would assume.
Yeah, for sure. But let's start from the top with him telling all their business.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's crazy to just like, it's one thing when you have a best friend that you're venting to.
Yeah.
Right.
It's another situation when you're just telling essentially strangers on the street, hey, yeah, we're going through this. It's like this. She's like this. Oh, she's being annoying. Apparently he would cancel for her because he was busy. Like he'd be playing video games and then he would tell the people, oh, she's not really wanting to go out. So we're not going.
Such a girl.
Wow.
Such a girl.
Wow. So what do you guys feel about, you said, okay, if it was a friend, that would be okay because that's your friend. So do you guys feel that you should tell friends all your business about your relationship, or should there be some kind of boundary that I'm not going to share with you?
I kind of think there should be some kind of boundary.
Yeah, there's got to be a line.
But I also feel like when you really do have a best friend, you kind of do want to tell them everything just because you, like, who else are you going to speak to? But I also don't want my friends to form unwanted opinions about the person I'm with that really don't need to be there because they don't really know them like I know them, if that makes sense. So I just feel like I don't need my girl going just knowing things, and I know she hates this man a little bit.
Right. Because that's essentially what's going to happen. It's going to be like, okay, I am going through this with him right now. Oh, he's so annoying, blah, 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 blah. But tomorrow I am going to be with him. And your friend going to be like, what are you doing?
You need to leave him.
Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not leaving when I'm telling you.
And that's a fact. I think we do that a lot. And like, don't get me wrong, like I said, there has to be a line. Like, it's one thing when you're talking shit with your girls, you know what I'm saying? But when it gets to a point where either A, your friend really don't like this dude, or B, she seems like she wants too much information, then you know that this is not something you need to do. And like, I just don't see how bringing someone else into your relationship is going to help your relationship.
No, especially when they know that person. You know what I mean? Well, but then it's weird if they don't know that person. I don't know. It's just
that's what the girl was saying. It's weird when you don't really know the people. Like, it's like I said, your best friend, even if they don't really know them, venting is something you need. Now, if you don't have a therapist, then 9 times out of 10, your best friend is your therapist.
I was just about to say you need to
definitely get one. But 9 times out of 10, your best friend is your therapist. So if
unqualified,
for real,
unqualified, most definitely. But they give their best effort.
They try.
But really, I feel like you're talking to your best friend because they gonna side with you. At that point, you need somebody to vent to. You need somebody to be like, "Yes, girl." You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to tell me the truth for real. Like,
unless I do have a friend that I do be telling the truth to, though. I don't know because I'm just sick of hearing it at this point. So I just kind of have to tell that. I let you slide for a couple months, and now it's like, okay, you kind of the problem, but
it's you.
It's you. But I feel like you have to have a close enough bond. To do that. But he's not doing that for that. He just talk.
I think he's doing it because it makes him feel better about himself. For whatever reason, he feels the need to control the entire situation, not only the narrative, but the entire situation. And I believe in one of the parts he told her that, you need to get your ass beat more as a child, you know when to shut the fuck up.
She know what to do.
That's old school right there. That is old school.
Like,
I'm
real back in
done.
the day. I'm telling you, back in the day, women wasn't popping off like they popping off right now.
Yeah, we popping off now.
Yeah,
like,
women. He was like,
we have had enough.
We've had enough.
Like I said, that's not our era. That's not our era.
It's not our era. Why would he? But I don't know. He just gives me childish.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like
it is giving a very immature, childish energy. But I think that like, yeah, definitely that it reeks of insecurity. Like you're giving I don't trust myself and I can't trust you because of that. And that's just that's ridiculous. And honestly, I would tell her, you need to leave that man. And
100%.
She knows she need to leave that man.
She probably not, but she needs to.
Most likely she's not. But I feel like we as women do that a lot though. Like, I don't know if we're making excuses or if we're really that blind. Like, that's the question.
I don't think we're blind at all. I think women see the yellow flags, the red flags, every flag. We just ignore them, or we see them and we think that we can possibly change. That's why she's on the Reddit. She's trying to see what can I do to fix the situation. She's trying to fix the situation, but it's like, child, that's who he is. If he going to talking to strangers about his relationship, that's just what he gonna do.
All right.
He's 25.
She on Reddit. She talking to strangers.
Well, she told him he wanted to go to marriage.
You know what?
These people don't know you. You on Reddit.
I didn't even. That is so. They both childish.
Well, she told him he wanted to go to marriage counseling, and he told him they were too early in their relationship to go to marriage counseling, and that's for marriages that are already failing.
Wait, but it is failing. But I need to know. I need to know. Like, they're 25. When did they get married? Like, how long they been together? This is not enough information.
Like, there's not enough details. Like, we need details, ma'am, if you're out there.
Come on.
I have a question. So let's say I want to know, like, what is going too far as venting? For example, let's say you and your man get in a fight, then he goes to vent to his friend, but he's talking all type of shit about you because he's mad. You know what I'm saying? He's mad and he's talking to his friend, but it's a lot of shit. And then you stumble across the text exchanges between the friend and him, and you just seeing all this shit like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way about me. But he was just mad. How do y'all feel about that?
Stumble.
Is that
how it happens?
Fell into.
Sometimes it just falls into your lap.
Well, you know what? Curiosity killed the cat. I'm gonna be honest about that one. I believe that everybody has a right to their feelings. Your feelings are valid no matter what. So in that moment, if that's how you're feeling, and we can have an honest, mature conversation about what you wrote about, what you were saying, why you felt that way, why you were saying those things to that person, then perhaps we can, we can get through this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if, when I ask you about it, your first response is to get defensive and start projecting and deflecting and acting as if, you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Then there's a problem. And I don't think we're going to get through this, because it's one thing to be in a moment and to be going, off because you are just that level of upset. Like I said, you are valid and it's okay to have your feelings and to feel the way you feel, but it is not acceptable to not take responsibility for what you said and what you did.
Yeah.
Why are you looking like that?
I get what she's saying. Like, I feel it, but at the same time, like, if I'm venting to my friend and you weren't supposed to see it, that's like my personal feelings. Like, I'm not gonna apologize that hard for it. I don't know, but I get it though too. Like, you do have to take accountability for your words, so I get it.
Yeah, I think that if we get into me and my man, I don't have a man, but that's just me.
In my mind.
In my mind, if we got into it, like I there's I expect you to be upset. I expect you to vent to someone because I am probably going to be talking to someone about it. But like you said, I wasn't supposed to see what they said, so part of me is like, do I have the right to be mad because I'm the one that stumbled upon it? But also at the same time, I think that how you operate and how you treat someone when you are upset does show a lot about who you are as a person. And I think you can vent to your friends without like tearing me down on a like crazy tip. Like you don't
Level.
have to be like degrading me. You could just be like, she getting on my nerves. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah.
Period.
You don't have
That's
to
what I feel
be
What
too.
you
that
know against me.
yeah. You don't have to
Like
be
if you don't
cussing
use
them.
what you know against me, like you know my personal stuff. So
Yeah, you
don't
don't
be, throwing out my personal information as you're venting. You know what I'm saying?
she
Like
a
that's
hoe.
it's
Like,
like,
no, don't be doing all that. Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
used to
no.
be.
Yeah.
Been
Like
delivered.
that's yeah, like if you annoy me, she's being crazy, I can
Yeah.
accept
Those are
that.
all acceptable. Those are all
Yeah.
Yeah.
acceptable. But I feel like there's a line that you should just never
Never
cross when
cross.
talking about your person. And
100%.
then if I got to go hang out with this person that you done talked to about
Now I
me,
don't
well,
like
like
them.
now I'm uncomfortable.
No, really,
Now I
yeah.
don't. Now I'm mad at them because they hyped you up. They don't even know me like that.
And the thing about it is I've had people who will use whatever their friends have said about you against you in your face.
Oh yeah.
That I think is why there has to be a line.
There has
Oh,
to be a line.
100%.
Because people be out of pocket
Hmm.
and they will
That's
come
the
at you with your own shit.
that's the same thing with like what you said earlier. Is there a line you cross when you're venting? So like that's the situation where it's like you can vent without telling your partner's personal deep information. You know what I mean?
Hmm. For
Yeah,
sure.
she's depressed and she been going up and she ain't washed her
Uh-huh.
ass in 3 days.
She got chlamydia.
Like,
And now they think they have access to you. Like
Yeah.
in a way where it's like you don't even know me, or how do you know this shit about me when I don't
Yeah.
even know you like that?
Mhm.
So just don't do it is what I would say.
Don't do it.
yeah,
Red
Beg
flag.
y'all
don't do
some
it.
space for me.
Red flag. Snap.
Ooh, Lord. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let me move to my Reddit story.
Hey, what's the tea?
Okay, so this lady says for several years I was a stripper. I have no shame about what I did and only quit when I got a better job offer. In the time I worked as a stripper, I intentionally lived as cheaply as possible because my coworkers all told me that they were able to buy their own places on their income, so long as they saved like crazy. Before I retired, I managed to outright buy myself a 3-bedroom flat. I rented out the other rooms for a while, but I got sick of having roommates, so now I have them up online for shorter stays. I met this guy about 18 months ago, and we've been together since. He knows about my employment history, and he said that he has no issues with it. Though he did ask me to tell his family the white lie I occasionally use, which is that I was a waitress, which is kind of true. How y'all feel about that?
I mean, I guess soften the blow.
I mean, that's your business, boo
Yeah.
boo. I, I,
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
I mean,
I get it.
I get why he would want,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, well, get over it, honey. Like, I don't know.
Okay, I have see, and this is the thing. At this point in time, in this day and age, we understand that most of our parents are boomers or they're like early Gen Xers. So it's the fact that like being a stripper was taboo. We can't even
Yeah.
say that was not a thing. That was a thing. Like we all know that being a stripper was like a downgrade from being a prostitute. Like that's how it was seen. Like you can't even bullshit about that. So like if you're gonna bring a girl home, you know the idea that parents are gonna want the best for their sons, their daughters, whatever. And if you're gonna tell your mom, you're gonna tell your mom. So yeah, my girlfriend was a stripper. She's gonna see that as a red flag. Any mother is gonna see that as a red flag. So of
Yeah.
course he's not wanting to tell, hey, you're not doing that anymore. So does it really matter if we, don't mention this? I feel like
Right.
that's where he was at. Like, how
yeah.
don't mention this.
And it seemed like she felt comfortable with that too, because she said she would tell that white lie like on a resume for another job or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like she's gonna put as a stripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the white lie. I'm just in my head. I'm just like, whatever.
Right.
I feel that.
Okay. So a month ago, we found out that I'm 2 months pregnant. He says this is great news and we should move in together. I assumed he'd be moving into my place because he rents his flat while I own mine, and I have room for a baby's room while he doesn't. Also, I really don't want to leave my flat. It's my flat. I love it. I could see myself living here for the rest of my life. And I don't want to lose the security of owning a flat and have to go back to paying rent or a mortgage each month. However, he then said that he didn't want to move into my place and said I should sell it and we buy a place together. I said that I like my place. It means a lot to me that I was able to buy it, and it represents years of working my ass off, scrimping and saving.
Literally.
He then said that he understands all of that, but we should be living together by the time the baby comes, and he didn't want to live in my flat. I asked him why not. It's a great flat. It's spacious. It's got room for all his stuff, good daycares and schools. And he said that he didn't want to live in the flat that was bought with stripper money.
Who cares?
Literally, like that's a lot. He get on my nerves.
Yeah, that's dumb.
What is up with that?
Jesus, make it make sense.
What is stripper money, honey?
It's money. It's money.
Did it not still pay for something? Like,
right.
I just don't understand.
That's weird. Do it go in the bank?
Did it go in the bank? Like, what do you mean? I don't want to live in a house. Like, you make it sound like the house is made out of the stripper money that was in the featuring. Like, what are you talking about?
You make it seem like the strip club is in the house. It's strange.
But would you guys want to, let's say the tables were turned and you was with a dude and he already had his own place that he's had for a while. Would you move into his place, or would you want to get a place that is both of y'all's?
Well, that's why I'm torn on.
There's so much history in his own shit. He got all his shit the way he wanted.
That's the only thing that makes it this conversation a little iffy, because the only thing that's wrong with what he's saying is the stripper money situation. If that's because that's your reason, you're weird. But like, I personally don't think that I want to stay in someone else's place that's theirs. Like, I don't mind staying there for like a little bit until we figure out where we're gonna go. But me personally, I do want to get a place that's just ours, because I just feel like, I don't know, at any moment you could be like, get out. You know what I mean? I don't want to get out. Or I just feel like,
what if it's really nice? Like, we're not gonna really get too much better than this.
I don't know.
I feel like we need to look at this from like the Sex and the City movie perspective.
Uh-oh.
Y'all remember, have we all seen this movie, right?
I think so.
Maybe.
Okay, so the real issue that the reason why Carrie and Big wanted to get married was because Carrie went to this estate sale for this woman who was just dating this guy. And when he decided to just kick her out, she had been living with him in his house.
Yeah.
Basically on his dime. And she had never gotten any legal rights to anything. Her name wasn't on the, on the lease, all this stuff. So she was out on the streets. And so Carrie, in her infinite fear, was like, we gotta rectify this, And so I feel like the same type of idea applies. Like, I feel like if we're just together, and you want to move in, then I think we should definitely figure out what we're gonna do, why you want to move in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we're gonna have a baby. Well, if we're gonna have a baby and you want to move in, I think we should be married. So then that way all of our assets are the same. Fine. But if we're just together and you want to move in, I don't know if I want to go through the changes of getting my own place, like getting a place together when I have my own place. Like, I feel like living together in that sense, unless of course one of us falls on hard times and it's like, hey, I need a place to stay.
Yeah.
Of course, baby, you can come stay with me, but it's a different situation when you're like, let's buy a house together. That's a we're married thing.
Absolutely not.
That's a big commitment.
Absolutely never in my life.
Like that's not.
Mhm.
I can't just move in with you.
Right, them flats in Bermuda be expensive.
No, like no, ma'am. What are we doing that for?
Right.
I think first of all, I think it's very commendable that she's purchased, like she was
Worked her butt off.
worked her butt off, because I think that obviously strippers get a bad rap, but a lot of them, most of them are working for a purpose, like everyone else is,
and make more money than everybody
and they make more
else.
money. And so it's like, why are we hating?
You're
You know what I mean?
right now.
We're hating, exactly. So I'm very kudos to her for being able to purchase her own 3-bedroom flat. And I just think it's kind of insensitive for him to be like, we're gonna move. It's his idea to move in, because she didn't say that was her idea, and now you're telling me that I need to move out of my place to get a place together, which I do understand the logic of him not wanting to stay there, but she's also pregnant. It's like a lot going on, and so it's like, I just feel like because his reason is just because it was purchased with stripper money, I feel like that's not a valuable enough reason for her to do what she's, for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna sell this. But if it was something more like, I just would feel more comfortable if we like did this together, I want to be on it, blah, blah, blah. But also, like you said, why am I doing that with a boyfriend that I just got pregnant with?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to marry you, but that means we don't also have to live together. And if I've got the more room and the better space, then me and my child will be here. You can
be just fine.
Like, I just feel like there's too many options for me to just sell my place, for us to get a place together, and you haven't even put a rock on my finger. Like, I'm confused.
I honestly think it comes down to control. Because he doesn't have as nice a place as she does.
How do we know that?
Because that's what I read. She said his flat was smaller.
I do want to know, like, what these London strippers are hitting on. Like,
they gotta be hitting.
She gotta be from London. First of all, he's talking about my
London.
And my
He's
arse.
from London.
Somebody in America say arse.
Yeah. That's so funny. And they probably, if she's living in the city of London, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Okay, so she says it really pissed her off, and she said she's not selling her flat. And if he had an issue with her stripper money before now, he never said anything. And she said, I wasn't giving up the security of owning a home for someone who tries to make me feel ashamed about something I don't feel ashamed of. He said that his point is, if I sold the flat, then we could get a new place with the money from the sale. I said, wouldn't that still be stripper money? And he said, that's different. And I said, how? And then he said he was going to go back to his place because I can't talk to you when you're in this state.
Okay.
Oh, no, not
this lack of
election. I can't.
You jealous.
It's sounding jelly. It's what it's
giving jealous.
Yeah.
It's still stripper money. Like, if that's what you want to call it.
Where did you get the money from to get the house? I was a stripper. Now that we've sold this house, where'd you get the money from? Well, you got it from the bank. Duh. What?
Because now
it's
different as well, because he's saying that we're gonna sell your place and get a better, nicer, bigger place, I guess, with still my stripper money. Okay, cute. Where is he contributing to this? So what's the point of us moving together somewhere else? The purpose of moving together somewhere is for both of us to, like, you give it up. Like, if that was your goal because you didn't want it to be her stripper money, it doesn't make any sense.
She's just dumb. And then when she started making sense, he's like, oh, I can't talk to you when you're like this. You're just too smart right now. But that's different. If you want a fresh start, there's a different way to communicate that.
Yeah.
I definitely understand the fresh start. So that's the
exactly.
I understood him not wanting to move there, because if it was me, I probably wouldn't have wanted to move there. Not because of stripper money, I don't care. Just because
it's a lot of energy in there.
Yeah, it's just like, been stuff. You. The people been staying there with you. You be renting out the places. It's too much.
The other strippers.
It's too much stripping going on.
No, I mean, I feel that. I do. I feel like, like I said, but that's where I think, like I said, it comes into, like, are we getting, like, why do we need to be in the same place? If we both have separate apartments and we're not getting married, what is the point of us actually buying a home together, me selling my apartment,
the baby.
You know,
the baby, yeah.
the baby. That's nice and dandy.
You got
But
baby?
yes, I have a baby.
See?
Yeah,
It changes things.
it not really. I mean,
You
I
think
think
so?
it's on the relationship.
You think so?
Like if your relationship is like I said, I don't like I do not think that baby equals marriage. So because of that, it's like it may change the dynamic of our relationship, but does that mean that we're gonna get married? Not necessarily. Does that mean that we're gonna be together forever? Not necessarily. It just means that now we are gonna be together for the next 18 years raising this kid.
Right, we connected.
Like that's what that means. But like, does that mean that we have to live together? Because what happens if we live together and it's really toxic? Like,
what happens?
you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you're toxic to your kids because of this toxic environment. Like, like I said, playing house is not cute. It's cute when you're 4 or 5 years old, but guess what? You all went home at the end of the day. Nobody stayed overnight. Like come see ain't like come stay, and that is a fact.
So would we categorize playing house as two people living together that aren't married?
Yes.
Oh.
I would consider that. You playing house. You playing mommy and daddy in the house.
But they are mommy and daddy.
Because my thing is marriage is nothing but a contract. It don't really just say what your relationship really is.
This is true. This is
true.
What
I'm saying? Like, why does marriage make it like, oh, now you're okay because you're married officially? Like,
because when you're married, you have divisible assets, and
exactly.
I personally,
if I don't want to be with you no more, I don't want to have to get a lawyer.
I don't be like, bye. You have to get a lawyer to get me out your house. Either way, you need a lawyer to get me out your house. Because if I live with you, you're going to need a lawyer to get. Do you know that in the state of Georgia, if you don't give somebody a 30-day notice to get out your house, they can stay in your house?
Legally, yeah.
Legally, irrespective of what you want.
Well, I guess
but see, that's the thing. Now I'm giving up my house because we don't got into this fight, and I can't, I don't want to deal with you no more. No.
And I think that's the issue, not the issue with the story, but the problem is that I don't think that, well, at least people that I know from the UK, a lot of them don't. Marriage isn't always the goal for them. So I don't think that probably isn't. They're not thinking it needs to be marriage, baby, but it just needs to be whatever. If we want to move in together, we want to move in together. So I don't think so. To them, marriage, I don't even think is in this equation because I think
we just want to raise this child together.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. I don't have kids, so I don't know.
But no, I mean, like I said, it's understandable to want to cohesively, I guess, be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
For that, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a decent relationship to great relationship when you wind up pregnant.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I personally feel like just the way he's talking proves that their relationship isn't that great in the first place.
No.
That it doesn't have a strong, firm foundation. And I'm not, even if I was willing to forego marriage, I'm not willing to move in with somebody who A, wants me to hide, B, who is ashamed of me, because that's what he's saying. He's ashamed of the fact that she was a stripper. And he feels ashamed knowing that she used her stripper money to buy her apartment.
Exactly.
But definitely not ashamed enough to sleep with her.
Exactly.
Not ashamed, but that's men. That's men. They will have that whole firm moral standing and then slide right underneath it.
Yeah, they don't.
Don't tell nobody.
Men are crazy. They live a different life. I don't get
it. It's wild.
No, it is. I think that's crazy. Funny thing is that I hate that notion, but it's hilarious to think that you're like, oh, no. I don't like that you were a stripper, but I love benefiting from the fact that you were.
Yeah, like come on now.
Like, what are you talking about? So like,
he's jealous.
It's a whole part of who I am. You're benefiting from it because the tricks and tips, and I'm giving you good lap dances in your house for free. Like, you're getting the benefits, and then you're gonna sit here and shit on it because technically it's not socially acceptable. And is it really not socially acceptable? Like, what do you mean? So yeah, no, men, y'all be out the box, Keenan. Y'all be out the box.
Hey man, gotta be sometimes.
Yeah, he's
That's the difference between men and women.
Definitely
true.
that.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you could say that. I mean, because I definitely would be, if I knew a Chippendales dancer, I would not be hating on him for being a Chippendales dancer. Like,
That's
you
my
told me
man.
what?
You work down at
Okay.
My man. My man,
I'll
my man,
sit
my
beside him.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit beside him. That's my man.
That's too funny. I'm going to see my husband.
Okay. He got a show at
feel
8
like-
o'clock tonight.
I feel like that's the thing with women. Like, we will date people. It don't matter. Like,
I
he
should
don't
have been
have to have
ashamed.
nothing. He
Yeah,
don't
I
have to
should have
have
been
shit. He be
ashamed
like,
with
"That's
people
my
I
man
dated.
right here." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
it don't matter.
even
Like, you're
matter.
blinded. You're just my man,
We
my
be
man.
claiming the bottom of the barrel.
That's some bullshit.
That annoys
me.
Especially these Atlanta women these days, all these city girls shit. So that
What
is
they
not
be
the
doing?
case.
What they be doing, Kenny?
Everybody talking about my man got. Did you hear their latest song? Talking about when they remix Cool J's "I Need a Thug." Y'all heard that yet?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
That's the kind of women that's out here right now.
What they doing?
They talk about.
We don't know these girls. We
No.
don't know
We're
these
classy.
Very popular. Carisha, I fuck with you. I ain't say it. I know you.
So what they doing, Kenny?
I'm just saying, like, these women in Atlanta right now are there's like all your status is what matters, what you drive is what matters, how much money you got is what matters. Like, these women ain't out here getting the bottom of the barrel no more. They like,
I
nah.
need to be like
They
this.
like what you got. Like, and the bottom of the barrel niggas is getting the bottom of the barrel women.
No, that's accurate because, like, even on dating sites and stuff like that, if you ask a guy, "What do you do?" he automatically thinks you want his money, and
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
it's a conversation starter. Stupid. I'm just like,
right.
what do you do?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the core
true.
friend.
They got PTSD. They got PTSD. They don't.
I mean, it's understandable, but I think at the same time, I'm not saying city girls are setting a standard by nobody's means. I'm sorry, I don't believe in the whole concept of being a ghetto gold digger. But okay, do you? But I do think that you should have a standard as a woman, like especially if you are making a certain amount of money yourself, doing a certain thing yourself. I think you should have a standard. I'm not saying that you should be like, oh, if you're not driving a Bugatti, you can't get it. Like that's too much. But like, I think yes, you should have a car and no one. Like you should have a car and it shouldn't be.
Do you got a license?
Like,
Yeah.
are you a MARTA nigga? Like, I don't need you to be a MARTA nigga. Like, that's
Are you
not,
a felon?
Yeah.
Okay, like, you
like
gotta
these
check.
things,
Yeah.
but like,
You
I
have
mean,
to have baseline standards.
yeah, like, and I think that like a lot of women, you know, especially, you know, women who aren't the city girls, their baseline standard doesn't exist. So they're just out here getting going, you know what I'm saying? And hoping and wishing on a prayer.
That used to be me dropping them off at work.
Okay, dropping them off, letting them take their car. Letting them take their car. Baby, let me borrow your car right quick. Okay, baby, I gotta go to work though. All right, well, I got you.
But I will do that for the right man. I'm not
Me
gonna lie
too.
to you.
My
You know
man,
what I'm
my
saying?
man.
I ain't gonna do that for everybody, but
Now,
My
No.
man, my man. At least he got a job.
look here. First off, how you know he got a job? He taking your car.
No, I'm taking. I got places to be. I'm dropping off.
Okay.
Be off. What
I drop
time
you
you
off.
Your car in the shop? Okay, I'll drop you off to work. That's okay. I understand.
My car been in the shop for a
You
whole
got into
year.
a car accident? Oh no.
I understand life and I understand how things
Yeah.
can get hard, not only for them, for me. And I
Yeah.
would want them to be there for me too. But if you ain't had no ambition, if you wasn't out there trying to get it, that's a different story. If you just sitting on the couch and looking at me like, what you gonna do? Now we have an issue. But if I see that you're actively trying to work to something bigger, I can be there for you in that way.
I think
I'm always build a bear. You know what I'm saying? I'm
not necessarily. It's not necessarily build a bear, but I guess for me and for as an actor, it's so up and down. Like you can be doing a great wave, and then it could be so low it hurts. So I feel like that's why I have that like, well, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Compassion.
Yeah, because
Because
honey,
you can understand the struggles of life.
and I think it's it's commendable when someone decides to follow their dreams and their passions and what they know that they are destined to do and how hard that is. I feel like that's more commendable than like someone that's like, I'm a CEO, but I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate all of that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I feel that. I think that yes, like I said, I am all for Build-A-Bear. Like if you need someone who's gonna be there to, I'm serious because because that's what y'all talking about. You're talking about Build-A-Bear. You're talking about men who have something like, you know, an ambition, a drive. They just ain't got it right now. And they're trying to get, and you have that understanding that, you know what, life does have its ups and downs, and it is okay to be there to build them up, to push them, to be a motivator, to, you know, help them out when they need it. And that's fine. But like I said, if you never had a car, you don't have your own place, like all these little things that are like, you know, just essential to being an adult.
Did you graduate high school?
Graduate high school. Like these little things. Like I'm not saying that, you know, he got to be a CEO or that he got to have, you know, the best car out there. But I'm saying, you know, I shouldn't have to, you know, literally from the ground up build you.
Yeah,
No,
you gotta
well,
have
I don't
good
think anyone
looks.
should be building anyone because I mean that's just you can't make someone to who you want them to be. But like, I do
You
think
know who
that
they want to be, not who you want them to be. But
I
who
mean, well, I can't make you do that either, though. I can't like sit there and be like, you need to get on your Zoom at 10. Like I'm not doing that.
Why
I'm not.
not?
no one said be they mama, but
But I think it turns in. I think it can turn into that really easily.
that's true.
Very easily.
So
He
I
can
just
say he like a mama.
Hell
So
yeah.
I don't know what kind
I'm
of
from the
issues
South,
he
man.
got.
Let me tell you,
Well,
men from the South, how they like their women. We want to be taken care of. Yeah, if you know I
And
got
is
something
that
to
is that what you saw in your house?
what
Is that what you saw in your household?
in my household?
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
No.
nah.
So
But in my
this
whole
men from the South, like, who are you?
because how you grow up is just not just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
he's so
you say
high.
so. I know what I like, and you kind of
I
pick your woman based on what you like.
I mean, yeah,
that's
exactly.
true.
And
This
they
is
like it too. It's like something that they like to do. Like it makes them happy to take care of you. I like that shit.
I mean, that's nice and dandy. And different strokes for different folks, y'all. But I think that we have to all like, I just think that like no one should be anybody's parent. Like if you're needing that in your life, then you need therapy, number one, and to work on that. Because you don't need to have another daddy. You don't need another mama. And if you didn't have one or the other and you're seeking that out in your relationships,
It depends on
you're
what you're
gonna
into. That's all I'm gonna say.
It does. 'Cause I do think. I mean, I
Some
do.
people like to wear diapers and get changed. It's different people out there that enjoy different lifestyles.
Yeah, but I think there's a certain aspect that a lot of women, especially like you said, Southern women bring out with where it's like that nurturing. I mean, I think a lot of women have that, but I just think I'm gonna make some cookies. And are you sick? Let me do this. Like not every woman has that sort of quality. So I do understand what you're saying.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, taking care of your man is one thing. It's another thing when I gotta stay on your ass to clean up, stay on your ass to do
Well, I'm
something.
not going to.
Exactly, because I'm not your
do it.
Go ahead.
Period. That's old. That's
Okay.
old. It's a new generation of women out here.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
yeah, I will take care of you, but it's to a certain extent. We got to take care of each other. Shit got to be mutual too. Like
Mhm.
I'm not just washing your dirty drawers all the time. Like
All the time.
no,
That's why
Nah.
we went over to Dominican.
go on ahead.
On
Okay,
there.
get on the boat and get rolling.
We
Uh-huh.
we
They get me
different.
mad talking about all the black men with all these other
We
women.
not mad no more.
We
That's
not.
old.
We're
That's
not.
so
old.
funny. We not
You
mad
wanna
no
Say
more.
y'all
know why we're not
mad.
mad?
Yep.
Because we run around getting white boys. That's
We
why
are.
we're not mad no
We
more.
are.
I don't even like look at Tori. She's like, I can't agree with that. She's like, I don't like white boys.
I'm crying. We not mad no more though, because we don't
We're
want to do
No.
not mad no more. Like we're like, do you?
it. We don't want to do it.
We
We
be like,
not.
you can have them. We be looking at them like,
Mm. We be looking at them like we
No.
know you are. You are.
I know why.
You
white
tired,
women-
aren't you,
They
baby?
tired. They
it
tired.
is exhausting.
Okay.
Because even
Like,
the white girls fed up with the black dudes.
They
They just
fed
like, oh,
up.
we had enough too, bitch.
They had
Like,
enough.
it's
They
done.
don't want to cook no more. They
They
done.
can't cook in the first place.
They can't.
Hell, I dated a white girl. I said, hell no. We going out to eat, baby.
We going out to eat.
Yo, I looked into her seasoning cupboard. I said,
oh
baby,
no!
You have to be like a
she
white
had salt, pepper.
trust your cooking.
And that's it, salt and pepper.
I was like, I said, we going out to eat next
I
time.
can't do it. That scares me if I date a white man. What I'm gonna say? Maybe we need to get some more seasoning.
No,
go down the spice aisle and be like, we're gonna get some stuff for this cooking tonight. Look at this. We're gonna cook too. Okay, you help me. Let's do this. Make it an activity night.
Go take that home. Go ahead and take that home.
Take it to your mama and ask her what she liked about it.
You like that, don't you?
I feel like this has been such a good conversation.
Cece, it was good seeing you again,
Good
girl.
to have Keenan on today. I'm sure he'll be back for some more.
I appreciate y'all for having me. It was nice meeting you there as well.
You too.
All right, you guys, we have read it and reread it. And now that we read it and reread it, what do you guys think? What do you think? How do you feel about it? Is venting to your friends wrong? Is judging your girlfriend's ex stripperhood a bad thing? Is it okay to be manipulative in your relationships? Whether it be because you are trying to make yourself look better, or if it's because you think that it's going to make you look better in front of your parents, i.e., not telling them about your girlfriend's past stripperhood. It's all up in the air for us, folks. But we know you guys have some opinions. So come on in, get on your computers and tell us what you're thinking. This is the Dial Tone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.